And what is your favorite color?
My brain just exploded.
Do you have a favorite color?
Oh, I feel like I'm drunk. Holy shit. Oh, what did you do to me? What did you do to me?
Really bad joke. That's really funny.
Oh,
Okay,
we gotta start the podcast.
let's look over here really quick.
We have to turn on your camera too.
All right, yeah, that's important.
I'm not drunk. I swear. I swear, officer, I haven't had a drop in 6 years.
He just has a weird friend. I'm calling myself weird. If you didn't know, you should.
Do you like having a mic for a face?
Well, it's not quite a mic for a face.
Yes, it is. It's like a giant tumor on your face. He got a tumor recently, and it looks like a microphone.
It's showbiz cancer.
Turn on damn camera before I lose my mind. Before I completely lose it. I have no idea what's up with me today, guys. And hit the space bar. Hit the space bar. We're recording in 2 different places, except mine's better and yours is bad.
Fuzzy.
Why is it bad?
Warm and fuzzy. What's this?
Why is it so bad?
I don't know. There are some crumbs in this window. Don't.
What have you been eating over this thing?
It kind of looks like crackers. I don't know. It might be dandruff. But if so, that's gross. Let's change subject, please.
Oh, the rage.
Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad. I can just feel the rage building up, because it's exactly what I think about whenever I think about Dark Souls, because I'm thinking about going back to Dark Souls. And if you remember my last episode of that, it didn't go very well. I farmed up for 6 hours just to die again.
I might start playing. Have fun. And I might play Xenoverse some more and try to do ministry online with it.
I told you how well that works. It doesn't at all.
It works good sometimes.
It doesn't.
But
at
other
all.
times, people will gang up on you.
It doesn't.
And
at
they will
all.
find you.
Mark, I don't have time to join the live stream. His charity live stream was yesterday. I don't know what he's streaming about today. But I don't have time. I have my own videos to record.
How do charity live streams work?
He sets up a page to where they can donate straight to the charity. And then he takes the money and donates it.
Should we do that sometime?
Well, we can't live stream.
All right.
And we don't have a big enough audience to live stream either.
Ah.
We'd have to live stream it across both of our channels. In 2 different windows. Because his channel is seeing this podcast. And my channel is seeing that podcast. One is better than the other. For reasons.
Mine's in this.
And I'm going crazy for some reason.
Because of it? Well, I'm just pointing at...
You're just knocking your camera around too. Put your feet down. You're going to knock the box all over the place.
Remember that video where the camera was shaking because because I had it on my lap. Remember?
I told you to get a desk.
Well,
Because then you don't have to move it.
I have this, but my...
Every once in a while, yeah, I have to center myself, but I don't have to do anything other than that. It's called planning. You use this to have this work.
Should I plan my videos out more?
Probably. And then you should probably upload them. Because you still haven't done that. I'm working on a schedule, and I had to break it today so that we could do this.
I'm sorry.
I did upload my first video at noon, though, so that was good.
Oh. So...
I'm just gonna go off camera for a minute.
So should we introduce the topic of today?
We haven't even done the intro yet.
Oh.
I'm supposed to be off camera. Tell me when a minute passes.
Okay.
I need to collect my shit.
Do you need to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome.
Nah.
Oh, he does it.
I do it. You almost made the same mistake that you did in the last one. Not the last one, but like
he does it. He does it.
I watched our podcast recently.
Yes.
And you did do the intro, and it was supposed to be me doing the intro, and I'm like, yeah, what he said.
Okay. So, do we do it at the same time?
No, you'll do it after me.
Okay.
Ooh, what's happening, Ice Cubes? My name is Matty Ice Cube. Welcome to the Religion on Ice podcast with
Religious Friend Boy. Yay!
Now it's your turn. Address your audience.
Hi. Hi. Hi, friends.
Do your intro.
Well,
And then introduce me.
Oh, this is the Religion on Ice podcast. We're going to have fun today because we have our friend Matty Ice Cube. High five. Yeah.
That was an off-camera high five, but whatever.
Okay. Well, it's fine. We're good. Hello. Hello.
Are you creeped
How
out
are
yet?
you doing?
Yeah.
Having a good day, friends? Subscribers? Are all 29 of you going to watch this?
You have to remember to upload it, though.
I will.
Plus the other ones that we did together over the phone.
I know why we will. Because we have the technology.
We have the technology! We can accomplish anything! We've been making stupid jokes like this the past hour that he's been here. Anyway, what's the topic for today?
We were going to talk about like Christian lessons and themes in creative works. Pretty much Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah, but you've never watched it.
Oh, well, like the movies. And
You haven't even watched all the movies.
I've watched not a
There are
few.
15 of them.
I've seen seven. Wait, no.
Including the new ones?
Oh yeah, I've seen both of the new ones. I've seen Return of Cooler.
You basically have the same movie pack that I have.
I have the first two movie pack series things. I've not watched all of them though. Yeah.
I have movies 6 through 9.
And I've seen two of the movies in there. And I've seen the two newest ones. I've seen
So that makes 7.
and I've seen
No, that makes 6.
Mm. And I've seen Tree of Might. Okay. I guessed the first time. And I got it completely right. Half 5. Yay! Quentin's memory is relatively good.
Mine's worse than yours. I don't even want to hear it.
Really?
I can go into a room having a distinct, very distinct purpose, and then forget why I was there.
Me too, friend.
Immediately forget why I was there. Actually, that happened after the accident, which we didn't even talk about in the last podcast.
We didn't? I thought we did. Oh, I forgot.
We got distracted talking about anime.
Yep.
For like the last 30 minutes.
And making really bad jokes.
No, that's this podcast.
Oh, that was this podcast?
Yes.
I thought it was like the majority of our collabs. And we did like we do a lot.
That was the majority of our first collab and everything we've ever done together ever.
Yep. Like
on and off YouTube.
At least 75%
of the time.
Of the time.
I don't even know if you can hear us.
Do you hear us?
Like, comment, and subscribe if you can hear us.
Yes.
Oh, God knows I need it.
Maybe I could get 30 because someone that hasn't tried to hear us.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you forgot to subscribe to Religious Fanboy. You out there, too.
Should I
it's weird talking to 2 different cameras.
Should I do something on Facebook for like, oh, if you want to subscribe to my channel,
here's the link.
Yeah, there's the link. There's link to favorite video, because like, first sermon video.
What's your favorite video out of mine? I think I asked you this once, but I don't think I ever got a good answer.
You mean like favorite Let's Play?
Favorite video?
It would probably be one of your vlogs.
Which one though? I have over 50.
I thought your story was cool.
Yeah. We did a podcast talking about that.
Yeah, we did.
And you didn't upload it to your channel. Because you have that.
Oh, I should. Is that the one with bananas?
No.
What's the one with bananas?
I think that was the first one we did over the phone.
Wait. The third one the one that's under the third podcast. That one. Oh, the first one that we did over the phone was the one with
Give him a second, he'll figure it out.
We were talking about like the analogy that I had came up with, like comparing the Dragon Balls to Grace. Remember? That was what we talked about in the first podcast.
Yes. I remember. I remember too. This is the 10th podcast we've done together.
That's a lot.
Well, it's the 10th episode. That's the 10th video in the podcast playlist. So, yeah. This is probably like episode 7 or something.
Yeah, because we did like 2-parters for like first 2 episodes. Yeah.
First 3.
First 3? Wait. Did we?
Yes. And we did the after podcast show.
After podcast, which was funny.
Because we made jokes.
And we still make those jokes.
What was the bananas thing? I can't remember anymore.
There was a conversation in my house during one of the videos, being like, where are the bananas?
And I heard it. I remember now. And I heard it. I'm like, what? You're out of bananas? What does that have to do with anything? And I thought you were the one who said it. I'm like, what does that have to do with what we were talking about? And we just talked about bananas for like 10 minutes. Oh, it was funny, though.
And I like how we kind of like keep the total of the jokes due to like...
We have Christian, the banana joke. What else do we have?
And me misreading words that...
Misreading words that I...
We started with our first one.
Weed bad.
But weed is bad.
Weed is bad, but it was something about my mom.
Don't smoke.
It was something about my mom. She was texting me like she had something for me, and I'm like, uh-oh, that always means bad. And then I meant to say it means bad, but I said weed bad. Weed's bad. And I'm like, what? Oh. You're gonna knock your camera around again.
I probably shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
My foot should not be up. Have you ever had your leg up and then you accidentally roll down your window with your knee and then people get mad at you? It happens to me so much. First world problems. They could also be second world problems. Whatever world that involves cars, that's a problem.
You can't do the next thing.
I
Move your head without moving
have
your
to
shoulders.
think about it. I don't think I can without moving my shoulders. Probably because I don't have a neck. Because it looks like I don't have a neck because I'm fat.
And we openly acknowledge it.
Help.
You need to work out more.
But actually, I'm trying to diet now. So that's good too.
And you need to work out more.
Yes, that's
Dieting is not enough.
I know.
You hear that, women? Dieting is not enough.
There's that men who play COD that
Get off your asses!
that ate Doritos and drink Mountain Dew.
It's bad. No, stop. Stop. It's time to stop. Do you know that meme?
No.
The guy comes in with a clock in his hands and he's like, it's time to stop. No, it's time to stop. Oh, man.
So what do we talk about first?
Do you want to talk about the accident or do you want to talk about religious themes and common works?
Whatever you want to do first.
Well, we have to choose one or the other. We have to come on to a consensus about something because we're doing technically 2 podcasts at the same time.
Okay, do you want to do what one do you want to do more? Would you rather talk about accident or creative work?
What one do you want to hear about?
I think it would be fun to do creative work since we addressed it already.
Okay.
And then it's we're elaborating.
So what creative works are we working on? Well, we're not working on any creative works.
We're just talking about them.
Yes.
Well,
unless you count me writing a book and he making a manga.
Yeah.
Creative works.
Yep.
Claw. Because my nails are long.
Mine too, friend.
Except mine look like claws.
See? Mine don't. Mine just look messy.
I get bored. Leave me alone.
So I'm not gonna show them my fingers. That's gross.
It's not gross. Look at mine. I just showed mine to the camera. Look at that.
What?
Look at that. Look at that. I get bored. Leave me alone. Here are the clippers I do it with.
Those look like pliers.
They're clippers.
Oh.
They have 2 sharp blades, and they clip fingernails. Like so!
Are there anime that you find Christian messages that you want to talk about?
The clippers. I got you back, finally.
For dolphins?
Yes. That video will be uploaded later. Hopefully.
Or we do voiceover for bunnies who kill each other.
Yeah, even though it didn't work out correctly.
And then I say the word dolphin.
And I have 7 video files that are 2 seconds long.
Because we were trying to make...
Because I was trying to do a legitimate overgrowth video. And Bandicam just didn't want to work. It worked, like, for 20 minutes, and then it stopped. Maybe that's a sign that I have an addiction.
What does, do you want to talk about for,
Creative works?
yeah. Like, do you have any ideas for things?
Well, it only works as if we've seen the same thing.
We could talk about, the Goku Black Art, and some...
Haven't you talked about that a lot, though?
Did we?
Haven't you? I meant you in particular.
Well, there was a ministry series I was going to do when I talked about it. I
Save that for your
but I
ministry
haven't
theory.
finished. Okay, so didn't I?
Save it for your ministry theory.
I think I just saved some.
So we'll go with the ones that I've seen,
Okay.
which is all of them.
Like we could talk. There's some good Christian lessons in
All of them?
Yeah. We could talk about resurrection of that. I kind of talked about like
Okay.
Like,
Eagerness for
you
revenge.
could, yeah, and you could make the analogy from it, like with what these tells Goku and Vegeta about like things they could improve
What
on,
their weaknesses.
about like using discernment, but at the same time doing what God calls you to do and trusting Him, even when you think it's scary.
Yes.
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 Yep.
Yes.
Did you guys
Yes.
get the same lesson, friends?
Yes.
Got it good? There will be a test on this.
God, I hope not.
There will not be. There will not be.
There will be a test at the end of the video.
There will,
I made it, so if you fail, I don't know. That just means we didn't teach you anything. What else about it brought it to your attention?
that kind of would be the same thing I would talk about with like the cooler movies, is revenge and like pride and stuff, and kind of like make an
It's superficial.
Yeah,
It's not actually real. It's just what you think of yourself.
like talking about how have you seen Princess Mononoke?
No, that's
Okay.
one of those movies that I've never seen.
Then, well, I'll do a Christian lesson thing on that.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's all due time.
In all due time.
Yes.
Good things come to those who wait.
Yes. Wait.
I don't remember what verse that's from.
Is it a proverb?
No.
I think it's. Oh. With the Vegeta and Frieza analogy, we could.
Vegeta and Frieza analogy.
Well, kind of like where like Vegeta was able to like become a genuinely good person and stuff, and like was willing to accept Goku's mercy and like learn from it, but like
He was going to kill Frieza, and Goku was going to let him live.
yeah, like kind of talking about how like Vegeta reacted to Goku showing him mercy compared to how like Cooler or Frieza reacted to Goku showing them mercy. Which it pretty much. Oh, and Tree of Might was pretty good with talking about like abusing power and stuff, and how like in our strive for power, if we're only obsessed with how to get power,
that's all we'll ever have, and we won't have anything else.
And we'll just be corrupt. We'll become corrupt with the power we do have, and just not steward things well.
If power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolute.
Which I think,
That's the saying. I'm sorry.
Well, I think that kind of is where like sinful nature comes from, because when we have enough power and become obsessed with our own power, I think there's no reason to change. Then we'll think that we're perfect beings. Just because we're like, oh, I'm big and powerful and don't need to learn anything. Cause that He-Man-ness stuff.
I have the power! My voice cracked! Damn it!
But should you use the power?
I should have grabbed my sword. I have the power.
Thunder. Thunder.
Oh!
I wasn't going to say it.
I was. If you weren't going to, I was. See, we're throwing creative works out there while making jokes at the same time. Because most of our jokes are references.
Like Killer Bunnies.
Just like my YouTube style is a giant reference in itself.
Beware.
Killer bunnies, man. Killer bunnies.
And only...
Monty Python. Go watch that.
Oh, you don't need to.
Yes, you do. It's a classic. Go watch some movies, people. It's not just the cartoons and the anime that we watch. I'm a big moviegoer. I love movies.
And we both peeked out when we saw the movies.
Yeah, we went to see Power Rangers together, and the Megazords were so good. They did so well in the Megazords.
We were so good.
Yeah, I loved it. We loved it. It was awesome. Yes. It's one of the movies that I still need to get out on DVD.
I'm looking forward. I think Wonder Woman might be good.
I'm probably still not going to go watch it.
But I'm hesitant though, cause Suicide Squad was God. I didn't like Suicide Squad.
You only didn't like Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad because of its rated R-ness.
Oh, was it rated R?
It should have been.
It really should have been.
It is, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
It should be.
We'll have to check IMDb.
Why do you like the corner of the screen so much?
I don't know.
Like you're off camera on your camera.
I should do rule of thirds. Rule of thirds.
Yeah, except I'm almost halfway in the middle. Like I usually am, but... What, are you afraid to get close? Are you afraid to get close to your best friend?
I really need to do that Revelations chapter 1.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And I need to get my schedule figured out better.
It's coming.
Soon. To a religious fanboy near you. And you! Don't think I forgot about you!
We can't forget about you.
Nope. They probably don't like me.
Why do you think that?
I'm too outgoing.
Well, it's a good, good contrast with me. The mellowness.
And your mellowness?
It's like, I won't even yell on the screen.
And I spent, I don't know,
except that
10
one
minutes.
Time and the audio stopped.
I spent 10 minutes trying to get him to yell and be angry, but he just went down low and was like, Rah! It was really weird, but that was the best I knew I was going to get out of him.
Yeah.
You are not going to make it in voice acting. Because if I take a voice acting class, you are sure as hell going with me.
Yeah. Oh, and we made jokes like that.
Yes! We made random animal noises.
Like every time we did something, like we would do weird noises. Like every time you pop your knuckles, you say meow.
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 You didn't pop them.
I don't, I'm scared.
Why? It doesn't hurt.
Because popping them sounds painful. But I can do this.
More movie references.
It's creepy.
It's creepy, isn't it?
I'm gonna do visual. No, I can't.
I can't do it either. We've been laughing most of this entire podcast.
We want to talk about next thing?
I don't care.
Because I can't really think of anything else to talk about.
Me neither.
We could talk about both. Just like if there's more that comes up.
So where do you want me to start?
Just whatever you feel comfortable with saying.
I don't care. Where do you want me to start? The beginning, the end, the middle, the upside down. I don't know.
What's the upside down?
The upside down. You want to know the upside down? The upside down, which happened after the end. My buddy Steven and I figured out that the tractor driver was drunk, and that's why he was in the middle of the road. That's the upside down. So that's why my buddy Steven didn't get to take him to court, because they knew they'd lose. He would have got a truck and a half from that.
What's a truck and oh.
He'd get a lot of money. He said if he was going to take him to court, he was going to take him to court for everything they were worth. So he would get their land, he would get their tractor, he would get their house, everything. And they would have to pay rent to live there.
Oh.
That's how angry we were with the landowner.
Which it does make sense.
Because he had the nerve to come down, half drunk, and yell at us for busting his fence when we could have died on that road.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here we go from the beginning. Okay. So my buddy Steven and I, he came to the house, my house, and he said, "Hey, let's go for a ride." And I'm like, "Okay." I didn't have anything else to do that day. I had gotten everything that I needed to get done for the day done in the house. So we went off and we went towards Shelby, towards Shelby County, towards his old house, to see because they haven't had their mail address changed yet, so they have to go and check their mail at the old house every once in a while to make sure that they fixed it. And we were on our way to the house, and we came up to a hill. We couldn't see if anyone was past it or anything. And as soon as we got up to the foot of the hill, we weren't going nothing but 30, 35. And he was slowing down to go down the hill. And all of a sudden, the tractor driver was right there in our face, and he swerved to the right to avoid him. And he was in the middle of the road with nothing but a cow feeder behind him. So he had 3 feet on both sides of the road. And he didn't move. He didn't move when we swerved past. And then Steven tried to take it back to the road, but his back wheel hit the grass and the mud because it had rained the night before, and we slid all the way down to the embankment. And then afterwards, we found out that we nosedived we came off of the ground and hit the embankment, and our back end landed on a cattle post. Now, we got out. The tractor driver came up to us and asked if we were okay. Then he took off. He took off, which is a felony for you guys who don't know. That is a felony to leave the site of an accident.
So he still asked if you guys were okay?
He asked if we were okay, but he was half drunk and took off. He didn't care. He just took off.
That's just really unsafe.
He took off, and he left us there. And it took about an hour or so for the police and a tow truck to get there. The tow truck driver brought a flatbed truck to pull it out, but we told him that there was no way he was going to pull it out with a flatbed. And so he went and got an actual tow truck, and they had to rip the bottom of the frame from where the pole was stuck to pull it out of the ditch, or the embankment. And it was after that I saw the damage. We went to the impound lot, since it was deemed totaled.
Yeah.
We went to the impound lot to check the damage. And what we saw was the passenger side of the truck had taken the most damage. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If we had hit the tractor, Steven and I would have we both would have died. What's worse is we could have rolled over from that cattle post, and the truck could have crushed us. And this is an older truck, so we had no airbags, just seatbelts. And Steven could have been launched through the windshield because his seatbelt came up off of the floor. It ripped off of the floorboard.
Oh.
So it was still buckled, but the base of it was ripped off the floorboard.
Oh.
When we hit. So he was lucky he didn't go through the windshield. And he got away with a bruise on his chest and a bruise on his arm because he shielded his head with his arm when he hit the steering wheel. His arm hit the steering wheel and his head hit his arm. So he was a little shell-shocked. And we got out, and we waited for the tow truck, and Steven was in almost total shock. And so I just sat there and comforted him, and Jesus Christ, they're bouncing around up there.
Do you fight on like a futon? Like beat each other with body pillows?
That's off topic.
Yeah.
We're on a serious topic right now.
Yeah, we can't make jokes like that.
Yeah, not right now.
Seriously.
I could have died in that accident. We can't make jokes like that. And we'll get to that. We'll get to why that means something in a minute. What bothered me most about that accident was I blacked out for like 5 seconds after we hit. I don't know why. I don't understand why. Honestly, it doesn't matter. But when I came to, all I saw when I looked over to see Steven was this look of absolute terror. This look of my friend who thought he had just killed his best friend. That haunted me for weeks. Like, not just the look of absolute terror, but that I could have almost died. Because if we had hit that embankment any harder, I would have had the engine or the radiator crush me. Because it's an older truck, it's got a lot of heavy stuff in it. So it could have easily crumpled and crushed me. So I could have easily died. And for the longest time, I was not bothered by it at all. I was just like the calm and collected person that I normally am. I was sitting there comforting Steven, and it was only about an hour after I had figured out that I could have died super easy that it hit me. And Steven still had not recovered from the shock. He was in shock pretty much the whole ride from what he had to do. He had to go to his insurance company and file an accident report. He had to do all sorts of stuff, and I did everything with him because I didn't want to just up and leave him. And his family came and got us. And they were shocked that I wasn't the one in shock. Because I had almost died. I skirted death, just mere inches. And I was completely calm. But it was afterwards, after I thought about it, that the shock did set in, but not as bad as Steven's.
I think the reason why that was is I think it's a miracle, and I think the reason why you weren't in shock at
Someone
first,
was watching over us that day.
I think God was there and made sure that didn't happen at that time, just because he knew you would have to be there for your friend, just because of how bad he was shooken up about it.
Someone was watching over us. And obviously someone doesn't want me gone yet. Because that could have easily been my time. And I could have easily not be here right now. And I could join my cousin Bubba in death from a freak accident. Because that's how he died. He died in a four-wheeler accident. He hit a stump and then slammed his head against a tree. And he died of internal bleeding. So that's him. So that's Bubba. He died. Oh God, he'd be Janetta's age. So he'd be 21. He'd be 22 right now. Because his birthday was in late April. So he'd be 22 right now. But he died at 17. And I could have easily died at 19. But someone was watching over us that day. And we even agreed when I called him on the phone about it, that obviously someone doesn't want me gone yet.
Yep.
I still have more stuff to do.
I'm one of the people that don't want you gone yet. Because
yeah. But I'm talking higher power.
Yep,
Someone
God.
with a higher power wants me here still.
God still has a plan for you.
Yeah. Although I'm not 100% sure what that plan is, I still have a general idea.
Yeah. Which we're not supposed.
Because I'm of the mind that God doesn't exactly influence and plan out everything we do, but he just nudges us in the right direction. Like, some people will just completely ignore it, but I'm of the mind where I am completely open to that type of suggestion. Like, if I need to be nudged in the right direction, I will absolutely go with the nudge. Because it's just a nudge. It's not that I'm being pushed to do it. Because if I'm being pushed to do it, I won't be able to do it to the best of my ability.
Like, something that I've prayed for before is like that if I ever become too prideful, that God like temporarily does something to knock me down temporarily.
Knock you down off your pedestal?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and yes, I do believe 100% that I should be here on YouTube right now, making this podcast. Because my ideas do deserve to be heard, but they're not just to benefit myself. Like, eventually, I do intend to do charity events and live streams and all sorts of stuff because I want to do that kind of stuff. Because I know how much of an impact that can do. And, like, I believe now more than ever that I should be here right now doing this. Because it was after, while I was sitting here pacing in my room after I finished my call with you, I literally had this vision of me just leaving my mom. Just me disappearing. So it was just this weird feeling watching that. And I had nightmares. I did have nightmares for like a week and a half. I did nothing for a week and a half. Because I was just devastated from it. But I recovered. And then I made the vlog, Fear is Temporary. Fear can only control you for as long as you allow it to. This goes out to you people as well. Fear is temporary because fear is a state of mind. It's not something that can affect you in the here and now. It's something that will affect you in the future. And it is something that will only hold you back for as long as you let it.
Like a case where I kind of had to face one of my own fears because someone around me was afraid for the same reason that I usually would be. Was like a few days before family reunion, there was a power outage, and like my little cousins were there. Which, when the power went out, it was...
Are they afraid of the dark?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of the dark?
I'm still afraid of the dark.
I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of falling in a dark hole that never ends. Because that reminds me too much of my depression. And my depression spurred all these things that I never wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I explained all of that in my story. I'm gonna link in my podcast. I'm gonna link my story and the accident vlog where I explained what had happened the day it happened. Because I literally came home, told my mom what happened. She didn't even know I was gone from the house. So if I had died that day, the person who would have told her would be someone from the Shelby County Police Office.
Yeah. And
they would probably be writing my obituary for the paper tomorrow. That day, not today. And you wouldn't have known about it.
Yeah. Which, that would have been very depressing for me. There's no best friend in the world
just died.
Dead. And didn't get to say goodbye or anything.
Death's unfair like that. Like, you don't always get to say goodbye. You don't always be lucky enough to have cancer and have a limited amount of time and then have on your last day say goodbye. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of death is just, you're gone. You're just gone. No goodbyes, no nothing. And then people can't move on well. It's easier, well, it's not easier in any capacity either way. It's easier when you say goodbye than to just disappear.
Yeah.
Because when you say goodbye, they know there's a legitimate reason you're leaving. But when you just disappear, no one has a reason. No one has anything to rationalize the situation in that moment.
Well, actually, instead of saying goodbye when I go to visitation to funerals for family members, wanna know what I do? I'd walk past their body and just say, "See you soon" and stuff. Just be like, "See you later."
Because that's the beauty of heaven. It's a place where everyone's going to meet everyone. Everyone's going to be reunited with family, friends, and strangers alike. Because when we get there, we're all going to be one giant family.
And we get to praise God together and be
with each other and have each other. And be there when other people are welcomed in. Which is every minute of every day.
Want to know what's one of my two happiest dreams is?
Dreams is?
Like one of my two
dreams?
Yes.
One of your happiest dreams?
Yeah.
Not dreamses?
I add a Z sometimes just for fun. Random
yeah,
Z's.
Just for fun. Sure. I believe you.
It's not that I can't spell them.
Uh-huh.
Is like me walking through the pearly gates, and then I see everyone that I had ever met that would die before me in heaven.
That's not what I think. When I think of heaven, I think I'm going to walk through those gates, and I'm just going to see a swarm of people with open arms and open hearts accept you into their new home. Into your new home.
And the other good dream was it started out with me sitting in a church pew. And sanctuary was, I guess, kind of empty except for preacher and stuff and myself. And then as the dream continues, more and more of my friends and people that I've met in my life start filling up the pews.
Was I there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were one of the people sitting right beside me. And then I just looked around
when
and
did
saw
you have
all
this dream?
my best friends. It was, I think, junior year of high school. Which also,
I think we had the same dream.
During junior
I think we had the same dream at the same time.
Was I sitting
You were just sitting there, praying. Yeah. And I just sat down there and started praying with you. And then just people started coming in. And I'm like, this is nice.
It's like dreamception right there.
That's weird. I've only had that happen one other time. Where where someone else and I'm not going to name names here. I'm just going to say someone else and I had the same dream. And we've been friends ever since. But this is while we were friends.
Yeah. Which
I think our friendship deepened that day. Because I think it was the day after I saw you again in junior year.
It might have been.
I think it was.
Because I think it was around that same time.
Mm-hmm. That's weird. The dream I had with the other person, and I'm keeping them anonymous because I am fairly certain they want to remain anonymous. We had a dream, and we were falling together. And we were falling into a deep abyss. There was just nothing but darkness, and all we could see was each other. We fell for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, It was like this weird force that kind of drew us together. Like we were just kind of drifting together, and all of a sudden we just kind of embraced. And then we woke up, and then I woke up. And then I saw that exact same person the next day. And you want to know what we did first when we first saw each other?
What?
We gave each other a hug.
Cause it's we hugged in the woods in trees. Cause good.
That was during camp. My last year at camp.
Oh. So the week of church camp where you and my sister went.
Senior high.
Yeah.
You were there too, weren't you?
No, I showed up for like visiting and to pick up Kayla.
That's right.
Which I might be helping out this year for a week.
I should probably do that Sunday.
What?
Be staff.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'd love to be staff. I intended to, but it just got away from me.
Yeah. And if you want to sign up to help out with church VBS.
I mean, it's obviously too late to do it now. Isn't it?
Oh, church camp?
Yeah. Don't you have to sign up for that kind of stuff in like March or something?
I think you can until the camp season's over. See?
When's the first week that they start? Oil Belt. Like their very first week of church camp, period.
That might have been last week.
So I may still be able to sign up.
This week or last week was their first week.
So I still may be able to sign up for staff. I would love to do that. Because I want to do more stuff this summer. I don't just want to sit here and do YouTube. I would love to do YouTube out there, but I doubt they'd let me. I'd do like phone vlogs with you every day or something. Just on my phone. I would definitely love to do that to keep you guys updated.
I might be going to Idaho for a week, so we could do a phone podcast maybe.
When?
Well, like for 2 weeks on like summer vacation.
When?
I don't know. It might be last week of June, but stuff's coming.
Last week of June, so
maybe.
About 4 weeks.
Maybe.
In about 4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. If we are.
My mom and the little kids are going to Michigan at the end of July.
Oh.
So.
It's cool that like 3 of my things that I look forward to every summer are right next to each other because we moved the week that we do VBS because it used to be during athletics week at Oil Belt. And a lot of people from our church help out with that because one of our old preachers and old youth ministers, he is the dean that week, usually.
Who's the dean for your week of camp?
What? Oh, the one that I might be helping out with?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know? No. I have my camp pictures somewhere. I think I put them up there.
If we pull up Facebook, like, and look on my Facebook page for like shared pictures and stuff.
Do you have all your camp pictures up there?
Pictures that I was tagged in, like your group photo would be on there.
Yeah. Is
on Facebook.
I bet if I saw every picture I was in for senior high and Niners, my Niners week, I bet I could pick myself out in every single picture. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I wore the same leather jacket to every single one. The one with the white stripes on it. I don't have it here. I left it at my sister's.
Is that the one you would wear to class?
Yes. Yes. Because, yeah, it was the one I wore to class. College class. I was going to be an engineer.
I found out one thing. Oh, my psychology class, my psychology teacher,
Yeah.
like I had a psychology class on relationships. She recommended that I take her early, like, child development class.
That's good. I think you should. I don't have to.
I took it in high school and I really enjoyed it.
I don't have to take that class because I'm already experiencing that with my little siblings and with all the cousins that I grew up with. I've seen all of it. I don't have to take classes on relationships or anything because I give the best relationship advice out of my circle of friends. Yes, including you.
Well, I'm not asked very much, I don't think. Yeah, no.
I'm just not very good at keeping a relationship. I'm very bad at it. It's because I'm very bad at making time. What are you looking for?
Oh, I was gonna show you my old phone wallpaper.
Should we do a second part?
Oh, you can, yeah.
No, we still got a minute on your podcast, so I can end this one. So thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Religious Fanboy, for joining me.
Yep.
As always, I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye! Don't end yours yet. Don't end it yet.
Okay, well, I'm having